Hi guys, welcome to my channel. It's your girl Mary Jane, MJ Cute, Lovely Jane. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the NCLEX. I'm going to be letting you guys know my experience about the NCLEX, how long I studied, how I think you should study for the NCLEX. I'm going to tell you how I use these resources and if they actually work for me. And really, what is the NCLEX, by the way? If you're very interested, keep watching. The NCLEX is a computer adaptive testing. It's an exam that basically tests you based on each answer that you choose or each question that you answer. So NCLEX have a level of difficulty questions, which the next level of question that you're going to have depends on the previous question that you answered, if that makes sense. This is a system to get accurate competency ability for people that are taking the boards. Now, there are so many resources out there. People are telling you, use this, use that, use this, use that for the NCLEX. I'm glad that I took the exam and I'm finally able to talk about my own experience and give you guys tips on what I think you should do in regards to the NCLEX. So the first thing I'll be talking about is, guys, how did I study it? I think that's what everybody's here for. Now, at first, I was all over the place. I was Googling a lot of things, watching a lot of videos, trying to know what this person used, that person used. And in the process, I forgot one very, very important thing about this exam. And that is NCLEX is a very personalized exam, meaning it is tailored to you alone and it is tailored to your competency level. So, now listen to me. You need to understand that the NCLEX, what works for A does not work for B, because the areas of difficulty for A are not the areas of difficulty for B. After I realized that this exam is really tailored to me, I made a schedule. I focused at first at those areas that I thought were high yield NCLEX questions. And of course, those areas that I feel like, okay, I'm not very strong at, so let me start here. I made a schedule. First of all, I started with a 30-day schedule. I purchased Archer Review, and I purchased the on-demand program, which gives you, I believe, 90 days. I bought this before I even graduated, and I started studying then. But I was studying little by little. At a point, I just completely like BS'd it because I had other things going on in school, so I did not really focus on it. And then after school, of course, in graduation, I went back to Archer, and I was doing Archer before my school could give me the Uworld, which I ended up adding to my list of what I used to study. I used Uworld, I used Archer, I used NCLEX highyield, I also used Nexus Nursing. I tried to use Simple Nursing because I had a program during my school, but I did not use it. I watched one video or two there for mental health drugs, and that was it for Simple Nursing. I did not really use Simple Nursing that much, so yeah. One important resource that I added actually 3 days to my NCLEX that I had actually wished I got earlier and used it throughout the process was NCLEX Crusade. And God bless that man, because that man really, really explained things in a way that I knew, but I was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is how I think. So you know what that did for me? He actually added confidence to me. And I was like, oh my God, if he's thinking this way, he's a teacher, and I'm thinking this way too. That means I know my information. It made me feel good. Of course it did. But I would say if you're having problem trying to understand NCLEX method or strategies or any of that, which is another thing we're going to talk about, watch him, use him. Even if just you watch him, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to take anything out of you. It's going to help you. So utilize him. It's a good resource. So before the exam, one thing I had in mind was I kept on telling myself, MJ, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to be an expert on everything. And God, I'm glad I told myself that. NCLEX want to know your weakness, and they want to target your weakness. Assess yourself. Know where you're weak at and focus on those areas first. So as you progress along your study, you're going to know that, hey, I started with this weak part and I'm going to brush up a little bit on this other areas that I'm okay at, and you're brushing up. The process of brushing up, you're getting more content, more information, you're learning more stuff. which is good. Don't be like me, guys. Don't go buying a bunch of resources, using a bunch of resources. I did that. Like I said, I just mentioned how many resources I used. And let me tell you, none of those resources helped me. Get one resource. If you're going to use Uworld, use Uworld. Get Uworld. If you're going to use Archer, get Archer. If you're going to use NCLEX highyield, get NCLEX highyield. But focus on one resource, stick to it, and perfect it. These resources do not give you the NCLEX. They do not tell you what is on the exam. These resources are here to help you see different areas or different methods that questions can be asked, or different questions rather. NCLEX is a very unpredictable exam. It's an exam that you just don't know where the questions are coming from, which I attest to, aka me. I was like, what? When I was taking that exam. Yeah. Now, let me tell you this. 80% of the questions I got on my exam, none of those resources helped me. And let me tell you, I studied. When I say I studied, I studied. I was all over the place, studying everything. Oh my God, I need to know this. I need to know that. I need to know this, all of that. No, they did not work. This is going to lead me to my next point, critical thinking. NCLEX Crusade emphasized on that, and let me tell you, he was right. Guys, if you do not have critical thinking, do not take the board, please. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your money. Make sure you perfect your critical thinking. It's good to have some sort of content. Of course, you should know content. But content alone is not going to help you with the exam. And this is why when people take the exam or they study with Uworld, they tell you, oh, Uworld did not help me pass the exam. No, Uworld is not going to help you pass the exam, because Uworld is not the exam. Uworld is a practice test that's going to help you get content. But it is left to you when you answer the question. You start to pick patterns of how these questions are being asked in the exam, and tell yourself, okay, I've seen this question. Why do they keep asking me this question? And Uworld is good at that. They ask you the same topic, but different questions, different ways. And you think you know something, and then they throw this next question. You're like, damn it. Yeah. Because there's so many ways questions can be asked. And when I realized that most of these questions that I was getting wrong consistently was because I was focused on just my content. I was focused on just what I knew about that information at the time. And that is why I kept on getting it wrong, because I wasn't thinking critically why they were asking me this question. What did they really want me to get from this question? Why do they keep bringing it? This is how you should be seeing questions when you go through your questions. You need to ask yourself, okay, I'm getting this question all the time. I'm getting this question wrong. What am I doing wrong? Is it that clearly your content is failing you? So you have to go back and look at patterns. And another reason why people use these resources and it doesn't work, is because maybe you're so focused on cardiac on Uworld, right? You're doing like a bunch of cardiac. But in class now, notice that you are very weak at management, for example. And now they strike you with management, and you're like, Uworld is gonna give the content. They're gonna give you all of these topics there, right? That they think based on what the NC is being put out there as the topic or whatever to focus on when you do the prep. And they're going to put it out there for you to take the exam. But at the same time, you need to understand Uworld is not the NCLEX. Uworld, the pattern of questions you get wrong in Uworld is not how you're going to get them wrong on the NCLEX. And the way the NCLEX are thrown, the way the questions on the NCLEX are thrown at you is not the way the NCLEX are. It's not the same way Uworld is thrown at you when you go through the questions. That's why Uworld can never be like the NCLEX. And that's why not just Uworld, any other resources can never just be like the NCLEX. But is Uworld good? Uworld will be amazing if you got really good on cardiac, and let's say you see cardiac on your exam. Bro, I love Uworld. Damn. Then people will come and say, Uworld, that's it, use Uworld. Because the questions you saw on Uworld, you saw on the exam, or similar, or the content that you covered in Uworld were covered on your exam. So you're lucky. At this point, of course, Uworld is going to work for you. But somebody like me, that the content I saw on my exam, I did not even know where they came from. I don't even know if that was nursing. I'm sorry, but bro, what was that? Ugh. Anyways, someone like me, Uworld did not work for me. Archer, now, was good in terms of the vagueness of how questions, NCLEX questions are asked. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna come here and exaggerate like people were exaggerating. And because questions are so vague, they are vague, but they're not vague to the point that if you know your content, you cannot pass the exam. But Archer was good in terms of those vague questions, and Archer questions were vague and they have pretty difficulty level questions. And that was good. When I went to that area, I kind of recognized some of my question pattern. I was like, okay, yeah. So at a point, I stopped looking just based on content. I was like, how are the pattern of the questions being asked? I was looking at the pattern that NCLEX was asking me this question. I was like, and I picked the pattern. So the faster you pick the pattern, the better for you. I picked the pattern. When I picked the pattern, guess what? They changed it. This is why I say that exam is completely adaptive. It is you. That is your exam. It's yours. So, and this is very important to know. And this is why you need to have control over your exam and say, this is NCLEX and I am taking this exam. I am in charge here. I will defeat you. You need confidence when you go in there to take that exam. A one no that I want to talk about that people do, and a lot of people were doing even when I took the exam, is people will ask you questions like, oh, what did you see in the exam? Tell me so I can go study. And I'm like, stop there. Number one, if you're asking me what I see so you can go study, I'm not going to give you what I see because I don't want you to fail. Because number one, like even the fact that, of course, questions we're supposed to keep them confidential. But I wouldn't tell you I saw this, I saw that, and so you go study on that and fail. Because remember, my experience is different from your experience. So guys, if you're part of those students that go around and ask people that took the NCLEX, what do you see? So you can go study. Do not do that because you're going to prepare so bad and you're going to be so unprepared. What they see on the NCLEX is not the same as what you will see on the NCLEX. I guarantee you that. You might go there and you'll see like PIDS and OB and you're like, huh? But she said she saw just cardio. Because that's our exam. That's for her, not for you. You haven't taken yours, so you gotta take yours to find what you see, because your experience is different from somebody else's experience, right? So please don't do that if you go around and ask questions about what you saw in the NCLEX. What about is during your exam. Keep this in mind. And when I say this saved me, it saved me. Tell yourself this: NCLEX is a safety exam. And I kept on telling myself that. And not just doing the exam, keep this in mind when you go through questions as well, when you're doing your practice question. They want to see that you're safe. More than likely, when a question is there about your intervention and calling a doctor, it's usually your intervention. It is a nursing exam. It is not a medical exam. It's not a doctor exam. It's an exam that they want to see you and how competent are you to take care of this patient. Are you competent enough to take care of this patient? And we know that you're not going to kill this patient when we turn around. That's what they want to see. They don't care about you calling. I mean, there's some situations that they care about you calling the doctor because they want to know that you are competent enough to recognize that, this is a medical emergency and it is beyond my scope of practice and I need somebody to take care of this. But before you just go ahead and call a doctor, you need to make sure that you've gone through your answer choices and that there is nothing there that you can do that can save that patient. If that's the case, go ahead, call the doctor because you cannot do anything and you guys are both helpless and the patient is dying. Time is life. Those questions that say call doctor, be very careful about those kind of questions because they can be tricky. And don't come around and say, MJ, you said they don't. No, I did not say. I said that they want to see that you're smart enough to recognize or that you're competent enough, let me use that word, to recognize that it's a medical emergency and that I cannot do it as a nurse. So I need a doctor to do it. A very important thing that I want to emphasize on, guys, is when you go in that exam, please don't go there expecting 75 questions. Please don't. And I know, like I told myself several times, I'm going to go in there, I'm not going to expect 75 questions, blah, 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 and blah. Guys, when my question passed 75, let me tell you, my confidence went down from 9 to 3. And I'm not kidding you. At that point, I was shaking. You guys, you cannot really predict this exam. And this is why it's important that you give everything you get. Go through every topic, you guys. NCLEX is a safety exam. And another thing I want to talk to you guys about, please don't go there learning how the blood flows through the heart and how this and that happens. No, NCLEX is not going to, all of the, they did not help me, period. blood flow to the heart did not help me do anything in the NCLEX. What NCLEX want to know? They don't want to know that I know I'm expert in cardiac. They want to know that if they give me a patient that is deteriorating, I know that this patient is deteriorating and I know what to do next before this patient dies. That's what they want to know. They don't care about if you know about the trace of blood in the heart. They don't care. So when you start studying, you find yourself going in depth into pathophysiology and all that, just come out of it and tell yourself, okay, no, this is not NCLEX. You're deviating. This is why people study for several months and weeks and they still fail, because you are not studying the right way. You need to study the right way. You need to know what is nursing intervention, what is safe nursing intervention, what is safe nursing practice, and these are the things that you need to target when you study. Foundation is important. You guys, go back to your foundation notebook. I don't care what you're doing. Go back to it. Do not BS any subject. Treat every topic with respect, because they are going to disrespect you on your exam, if that makes sense. At least have a minimum competency in every topic. You guys, go to the NCSBN website. They literally give you like topics and things that to look out for, things that they want you to know. Tailor your study to that, but tailor your study to your weakness. To that. Don't study because you just want to do something NCLEX. No. Study with purpose. Have a plan and follow your plan that works for you. Passing the NCLEX is not my power. I know 100% of my passing was dedicated to God. God was there with me. And I'm going to round this up with prayer, you guys. If you don't pray, I don't know what to say to you. No judgment. But I'm going to tell you this. It's not going to hurt to try, right? I would rather try something that's not going to hurt me, that's been proven to work, than do something that, or do nothing at all. Because not praying is doing nothing at all. So I would say you pray to God. Ask Him for assistance. I did so much prayer for this exam, God knows. I prayed to God. I cried to God. And He came. He came. And each time I called Him, He answered. So, again, I don't want to go off topic here. I know this video is going to be long, because I just wanted you guys to see my perspective in this exam. And I want you guys to know like how you can go about this when you start to study for your boards and what you should do. But guys, this is it for this video. I don't know if there's any other thing I want to talk about, but these are the things I think that are very, very important that I come out here and talk about. And I really hope that you guys are going to watch this video. But guys, you know the usual. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and please share this video to your friends and family, people that are planning to take the NCLEX, and anybody you know. Just give it to them, because if this video can help one person at least, I will be happy to know that it worked. So please guys, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and if you have any questions, put them down below. I will try and answer your questions. Also, I'll put my Instagram account down below, so you guys go ahead and follow me so we can keep in touch. And yes, this is it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now, and have a wonderful rest of the day. Peace.